Hey everybody, Cynthia here. I am back with my 13 Haunted Projects of Halloween series, and also today's project is included for my Pinterest inspired collaboration project that I do with my friend Misha at Scraps and Things 1. So I thought I'd do a twofer here. And she found, well, we were both inspired by the coffin shaped Halloween cards, and I've done those before, but just to show you one or two that inspired us. I thought he was so cute. And we both liked the mummy theme. So we said, let's try, this was a mummy tree box. I thought was super cute too. And these are actually pinned in my Pinterest. So if you're interested, just head to my main page and there's a link there to my Pinterest. And I think I also have a link below this video to it. But anyway, we have made coffin cards in the series, and we've made mummy cards. Like one year we made this guy. And so I decided I was going to do another mummy card in the coffin shape. But this one's a little bit different. I think he came out so stinking cute. The stuff you see here is actually cheesecloth that I added for a little bit of texture, and it's in the coffin style shape. And then on the inside I stamped, "Wishing you a night of frights and sweet delights." And the stamp set I used for that, I got it Not Too Shabby Shop, and I will post the link below to her store as well. And it was in this stamp set here. And that one's called Sweet and Spooky from Darcy's Heart and Home. Okay, so this card actually I think measures 5.5 by 4.25. Let me double check. Yes, 5.5. And the biggest sections of the coffin are 4.25. Okay, so let's just set him aside. And we'll get started. Okay. So the first thing that you're gonna need is a sheet that measures 11 by 4.25. And you're just gonna take it and fold it in half. And then I'm just gonna run my bone folder over it. Let me put some of this aside because I want to get out my cutter so that we can cut our coffin shape. Okay. Okay, so the top part that's closed, you want when you put it in your cutter, you want the bottom part that's open on the bottom. And you're going to take this and you're going to put your bottom piece is going to go on the 1-inch cut line right here, 1 inch. And then your top piece, your top right hand corner, you're going to go past your cut line to the 1/2 inch mark and cut. And it should look something like that. Flip it over and do the same thing. Top right hand corner goes past your cut line to the 1/2 inch mark over here. Bottom right hand corner goes to the 1 inch mark on this side of your cut line. And cut. Okay, so now your card should look like this. This part's open. Now we're going to take this point of the coffin here, and we're going to put that on our cut line. And then this bottom right hand corner, we're going to go past our cut line to the 1 inch mark over here. So go right past that cut line. Make sure this bottom right hand corner is on the 1 inch cut line, and the corner here is on your cut line. Going to cut that triangle piece off, and you already have your coffin shape on this side. Flip your card over, take this point again, put it on your cut line, and then scoot over the bottom right hand corner past your cut line to the 1-inch mark over here, and cut. And now you have your coffin shaped greeting card. For the inside, because the inside of this I put a white sheet of cardstock, we're going to do the same thing when we cut it. Now this piece measures, let me look. I know I wrote it down. Okay, 5 1/4 by 4 inches. So 5 1/4 by 4. Again, this top piece is going to go past your cut line, top right hand corner, to the 1/2 inch mark, bottom right 1-inch mark on this side of the cut line. And then while we're over here, we're going to line up this corner piece on our cut line. Bottom right hand corner goes past the cut line to the 1-inch mark. Flip it over. Top right hand corner goes past that cut line to the 1/2 inch mark over here. Bottom right hand corner stays on the 1-inch cut line over here. This point here of your card you're going to put on the cut line. This bottom right hand corner is going to slide past that cut line to the 1-inch mark. Okay, so let me get my cutter out of the way and get out my ATG tape. I'm going to run some tape along the edges of this white mat. And maybe a little bit in the center there. I'm going to open up my card and I'm going to plop that right in. Try and center it as best I can. I'm going to take my sentiment and some tuxedo black Memento ink and stamp my sentiment right in the center. Okay, and we already have the inside of our coffin shaped card complete. Put my ink away and I'm going to let that dry a little bit over here. And then what I did was I got some cream, kind of like a darker beige colored cardstock. And what you're going to do is you're just going to tear some strips. Now I did this, I made a lot of strips, okay? You can just kind of make them squiggly, however thick or thin that you want your mummy strips to be is entirely up to you. But once you get a bunch of strips torn out, I went ahead and I got my distress ink from Tim Holtz. I'm using frayed burlap. And I just went in and inked up both sides of the strips. And you're going to do this to all of your strips. You're going to go in with the frayed burlap and you're going to keep inking them up. And I have a bunch of pieces here I've already done. So we're going to get those out. This should be pretty dry already. So I'm going to close up my card, and all I did was I started taking some strips and lining them up on the card, tore a piece off, get my glue. I'm actually going to open the card this way, and I just started laying them on. So I did about 3 strips. Now my strips are a little over a 1/2 inch. So you'll have to eyeball, you know, just about how much you want to put on before you create your mouthpiece. But I did about 3 strips there. You can see on the other side. Okay. Now I want to create the mouthpiece. So I looked at all my strips and I saw which one had like a dip in it. And I thought, okay, that's going to be perfect spot. And I want my mouth in the center. I didn't want to put it on the side, but you can put it anywhere you want. And I thought this will be a perfect spot to put the mouth. So I'm just looking at all my pieces and I see there's a really big piece here that I can have for the mouth to be right there. And I'm going to center my mouth right there. And you're just going to continue to put your strips all the way up the card. You can angle them a little bit. Don't worry about these edges because we're going to trim those off. And you can put thicker pieces and thinner pieces. Like I said, you can angle them, overlap them, because you want it to look like it was wrapped. You know, kind of like mummies, right? It's all personal preference how you want to layer them up. This one here, I had little tiny, like these little tiny pieces left over. So I just went ahead and I overlapped little tiny pieces so it didn't look perfect. And I think I'll do that here as well. I might just pop a piece in sideways. Maybe right around here. And I think I'll do another piece. Maybe right around in here. I think 2 more strips will do it. And then we'll get to the eyes and the nose. Sorry if you guys hear that. They're kind of outside my window cutting grass and leaf blowing and all that good stuff, so I'm hoping it's not too noisy on camera. I think I'm going to put a bigger piece up here so we can be done with this. And I think I will lift my card and put it right about there. Oh, just want to cover that top piece. Okay. Then once all the strips are on, don't think that's too secure there. Let me glue under here. I didn't get that flap either. Okay, I'm going to flip it open. And let me clean off my desk because there's dried glue on here. And sometimes that sticks to your card and you don't want that. so flip it open, and we're just going to trim off those excess pieces that are hanging. See, I got some dry glue on this side. I hate when that happens. Okay. Just make sure when you're trimming at the top, like where your card is put together, you don't cut into your card. Okay, and that's what it looks like so far. So let me get all these pieces out of our way. I used my 1-inch circle punch and my 1/2-inch circle punch. And I did 2 1-inch circles in white, 2 1/2-inch circles in black, and then I did 2 1-inch circles in the same color cardstock I used for the mummy wrap. And for the nose, I'm going to do the nose first. I did it kind of like the Frankenstein when we made the Frankenstein to-go cup card. I cut my circle in half, and then I cut it in half again. And I'm just going to use this little piece for his nose. So I'm going to ink that up, flip it around, add a little piece of foam tape. I like to put the nose on first because then I know about where I want to put my eyeballs. Okay, so I think I'm going to want his nose right about there. Okay, so for the eyes, I'm going to glue on the circles kind of closer to the bottom. Because the top part of the 1-inch circle piece, it's going to be covered with his eyelids. The eyelids, all I did was take the other 1-inch circle piece and I cut it in half. I'm going to ink up all the edges with that frayed burlap, and I'll flip them around and put foam tape on those. Of course, they wait till I'm filming to come and leaf blow right by my window. So I do apologize if it is noisy. And you're going to want to line this up over the bigger section of your, where the white's showing. Okay, so my eyeball looks like that. And then you'll just have to lay it on your card and decide where you want to glue it. I usually lay one eyeball on, and then I kind of glue this one on to see where I want to put them. And then I'll pick this one back up and glue him on right about there. Okay, and then I just took my Jelly Roll pen, my white Jelly Roll, and I just did a little line and a dot, kind of accent his eyes. Just like that. And now what I'm going to do is take some of that cheesecloth. I got this at Walmart in a bag. You get a ton of this stuff. It'll last you a long time. And I just put a little bit of liquid glue down in certain spots, and I laid a little bundle of cheesecloth on there in sections all over. Personal preference, how much you want to put on, but I thought it just gave it, I don't know, a little bit of extra texture. You can pull pieces off. I mean, you can probably use a glue stick for this too, but... And then I even put some on his eyelid here, just like a little sliver or two. Put some on his cheek here. Some over here. Let me cut another piece. Just tear some off. Not all of it sticks when you first put it on, so you may have to go back in and just add a little more glue. But initially, that's what I did. And then I went in and I kind of shook it and saw where the loose pieces were, and just added glue underneath those to make sure the majority of it was stuck down. Trimmed off any excess hanging off the card. And then once the cheesecloth dries, you can go ahead in with your frayed burlap and just kind of ink up the cheesecloth a little bit here and there, just to give it a little more aged look to it. And that's it, guys. That is our coffin shaped mummy card. I hope you guys give this a try. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. You guys take care and happy crafting.